Good. Brandon here with skill analysis for basic shootings of pistols. What we're going to cover is we're going to cover stance, grip, trigger press, and then sight picture. And for our skills, we're going to do fundamental accuracy shooting as well as quick reaction from the draw. And we're going to also cover like basic fundamentals of moving forward and at a linear angle of shooting with the pistol. So first thing we're going to do is stance. For stance, I'm going to want my feet squared off, or you can have one of your feet slightly staggered. I prefer straight squared off. Shoulder width apart or slightly shoulder width apart. Knees are going to be slightly bent. My butt is going to be sticking out. My chest is going to be forward. I'm going to be slightly leaned forward. When I draw my pistol, my shoulders are going to be slightly rolled over. My head is going to be straight. And I'm not going to have my head pointing down to the side. It's going to be straight over, and I'm looking over the pistol. For grip, I'm right-handed. My right hand index between my pointer finger and my thumb is going to go high into the pistol, into this beaver tail as possible. And it's going to wrap my middle finger to my pinky are going to wrap around the bottom, while my trigger finger and my pointer finger is going to go down the bottom of the slide. I'm going to open that up. My support hand is going to come in and fill this gap. I'm going to have a straight wrist that points down the slide, and my middle to pinky fingers are going to wrap around my shooting hand, and my palms are going to be touching together at the back of the gun. My shooting thumb is going to go over the slide of my support hand, pointing down the slide like so. Sight picture, for sight picture, can you see down that? I want my two rear sights to match with my front sight, and I want these to be equally in height with each other as well as light. And you're going to look right off the front sight tip and point it at the target to shoot. For trigger press, I'm going to use, for my trigger finger, this is real fucking official. I'll edit that. I got my shooter finger from the top of my finger to the first knuckle. In between that pad is what's going to be resting on the trigger. And for the pressing motion, I'm going to pull straight back in a consistent manner until it clicks off. All right, so let's get started with basic fundamental principles. So I'm going to load my pistol. Stance, grip, sight picture, and then I'm going to trigger press slowly. And what I'm trying to do is hit the center of the target. Now if you look at the target, all three of those shots I end up hitting the same bullet, and I have a nice tight grouping. That shows right there that I am an accurate shooter and that I have good fundamentals. I use the range of 5 to 7 meters because in most certain situations where you're gonna have to use your sidearm is gonna be fall within that. Next is gonna be from the draw. Now the draw is a little bit different. I'll start the draw dry so that way you can practice it. I recommend, if you haven't shot a pistol, to start with the draw dry and get some practice runs to prevent safety. So what I'm going to do is I'm in just a calm stance, and when it comes, my support hand is going to go down the midline, while at the same time my shooting hand is going to disengage the pistol. When the pistol is disengaged from the holster, my support hand is going to meet at the touch point of the pistol, and then I'm going to draw on target and shoot. So it's going to look, you can go start slow and work fast. And then you can start getting faster with it, but it's better to start slow and get the right fundamentals before you start going fast with it. So we'll go live. And all the basic pistol fundamentals are the same. Your trigger press, however, can be accelerated just because you want to get rounds down on the area and suppress whatever you're trying to shoot at. So it goes here, interview stance, comes down, comes out, off. Just start nice and slow. Like so, and you can keep going faster and faster, but it's good to just get the nice mechanics. Next is going to be moving and shooting. Now with moving and shooting, the fundamentals stay the same. However, what you want to do is when you're moving forward, you're going to want to have a bend in your knees, and you're going to want to try and walk toe to heel without alleviating bouncing your shoulders. You don't want to walk and be bouncing like this trying to be on target. You want to be nice and deliberate so that your pistol's not moving when you're shooting. And if you want to move side to side, yeah, you can take side steps and try not bounce, but ideally when you're going forward on the target, if you need to move sideways, you're just walking at the angle of where you need to walk. So that way you're always pointing forward and you're pointing at your target. You're not having to move away from the target. So we'll start dry. And it's going to look like this. So coming in, shooting, and I don't have a lot of bounce in my pistol. Sideways, nice and slow. And you can speed it up, but it's best to start slow and build the strong base before you start speeding fast. And at a linear motion, and I'm not crossing my feet. All right, we'll go live. So I see there's a threat, come in. From the side. And then linear. And that wraps up skill analysis for shooting.